But just let's get into this topic here from Stolet, because we were talking about this a little bit in our group chat earlier today. And Stolet says package to get Vlad Guerrero Jr. from the Toronto Blue Jays. He says Blue Jays would get Brennan Davis, Drew Gray, BJ Murray, and Ben Brown. That feels a little rich.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, especially because Ben Brown is in the majors. Davis is effectively major league ready, assuming he can stay healthy. Murray is close. I believe Murray's in Iowa right now as well. Drew Gray is really the only guy in there that's a low-level prospect. So these would be some guys that are like pseudo almost MLB ready by most standards. We were kind of talking, and we didn't really get into like packages and players and things like that. But I personally started looking at some contract stuff. He has one more year of team control before he hits free agency. He's making 19.9 this year. He's ARB 4, but Super 2 next year. So he's probably going to make about $20 million again. So that's a pretty big, you're not getting a guy at a discounted rate here. Like you're getting Guerrero at, probably not what he's going to get in free agency, but probably pretty close, right? Like he's, he probably gets 25 in free agency, I would think, per year at best, just because he's a first baseman.
And he's 20. That'd be 26 too when he gets free agency.
Still super young. So the youth aspect of it will help with that as well. I don't hate the idea of the Cubs adding him. My only concern with a guy like Guerrero right now, and it's not really a concern because I think it's going to come, but like what you would be acquiring him to be, which is that thumper. He's not really a thumper right now. He's hitting well. He's got a nice slash line. I mean, he's a 780 OPS player right now. But the slugging's not quite there to quote unquote Guerrero standards. And I think that can come around as the season moves on. I think it's still very early. And he's still hitting the ball well. But I feel like if you're going to go out and pay that kind of a price tag, if you're the Cubs, you want that guy to be thumping the way you would need him if he's coming into this lineup to be a thumper.
Yeah, I think it's twofold. Like I see what you mean with that, but I also there's a lot of value to trading outside of the NL. I think too, and that's so we were talking about like what the trade package would look like, and I'm just going off of Bleacher Report and like what they speculate, and with the situation that the Toronto Blue Jays are in, cash was like a big thing. If they're able to throw cash over there, it goes a long way. It almost saves you a player.
Yeah.
But the favorite was the Seattle Mariners, and the trade was Guerrero went over for Lazaro Montes, who plays outfield. He's the 52nd ranked prospect in baseball in cash. And they think that would be enough to move him off of the roster. So if you're looking at like if you wanted a Cubs comp it'd be like pick one of these three: Ballesteros, Triantos, or like an Owen Casey maybe. Which I mean, like, but Owen Casey, where he sits in the top 100 is very close to where Seattle Montez sits.
Yeah.
So, I mean that's what you're looking at.
Well, you said Montez was the 52nd ranked prospect in baseball?
That's what it said on the article that I read. Their fourth best prospect within the majors. Within their system, sorry.
I'm trying to find him really quick in the top 100. So that might be per a different publication.
Sure. Lazaro Montes.
Lazaro Montes. Colt Emerson. You said he's their fourth best prospect. So according to MLB Pipeline, Lazaro Montes is the 84th ranked prospect in baseball.
Yeah. It's all
it's subjective. Yeah, he's an A-ball player. He's 19. His ETA for the majors is 2026, according to this. So, I mean, I would make the argument, dare I say, that maybe Ballesteros and like another lower level prospect, maybe another top 30 guy told the back end of your top 30 gets the job done. If that's what the proposition is Montez and cash, because I think the Cubs would be willing to give cash, even if it's a little bit of cash, a couple $1,000,000. And then on the flip side of that, you give up a top 60, top 100, 60th best prospect in baseball type thing. And then you turn around and you give maybe I don't know. Hold on, let me pull up the Cubs top 30 here. So
it's easy, and I just want to like round this out so everybody has an idea of what we're talking about here. If you look at the Toronto Blue Jays system, they don't have a lot of outfield depth within their system. And they have one guy who plays outfield, third, and shortstop. That's Addison Barger. He's in AAA. He's 24. And then their next guy after that, Alan Rodden. I mean, you're looking at a 24-year-old in AA. You know what I mean? Like a lot of those guys are already in AAA by that time. And then
would you be willing then maybe if the trade package was like a Ballesteros plus like a Brendan Davis because he's close to the majors, assuming he's healthy?
Well, this is the other thing too. We need to, when we talk about this, do they want to rebuild their farm and get younger, or do they want like major league ready talent now? That's the other.
If they want to rebuild farm, that Seattle trade very much does that because it's a 19-year-old prospect that you would be getting. So that very much turns into like they're rebuilding the farm if that's what gets the trade done. So it says Jays want pitching help. That's why he threw in Brown. That's fair, man. I'm just saying if there's hypotheticals out there that think one top 100 prospect in cash gets it done, I just think 3 top 25 prospects in Ben Brown is rich.
You know who would really interest them that is in my backyard probably? Brett Bateman.
Yes. Bateman's had a nice start to the year. Very nice start to the year. And he's a little older too, so he might be on a little more of an accelerated course because he is a college player.
Yeah, I think he's 20.
Yeah, he's a little younger of a college player, but he played at Minnesota.
22. Yep, 22.
Bateman. Yeah. Yeah, he's had a nice start to the year in South Bend. He's already launched his way onto the top 30 for the Cubs. He's 29 in the latest re-rank, according to MLB Pipeline.
Eugenio Pinango would be a nice guy to include in that trade too.
Yeah,
he's really figured it out this year.
Yeah, I think there's a world where they give up 2 top 30 guys, and it's none of the like big hitters, and they can still make that work.
The good news for the Cubs is, and if they do truly want one of these guys, they're going to be able to offer more quality than most just teams. Like the number. Yes, because most teams don't have 7 or 8 in the top 100 like the Cubs do.
Yeah, nobody does. I mean, the Cubs are the only team with 8 in the top 100.
And a lot of those teams that do have like 6 or 7 are not competing yet, or are using that depth currently